Namaskar. A very good morning to all of you. Thank you for coming to the NCPA in this beautiful Sunday morning. Was traffic okay? Such a blessing, isn't it? You know, you cannot recognize Mumbai on a Sunday morning. And sometimes you feel if a tourist is here, they would get a very different idea of what is to be in the evening. Talking about distances, today we have a very unique presentation as part of the Asia Dance Festival. This is an initiative by Korean dance artist Lee Shusling, who's right there with us. Lee is a dancer, arts manager, curator, who organizes not just this dance festival, but many dance festivals in Seoul. And he's also one of those kind-hearted people who are very, very passionate about Indian dance. So as part of his festival in Seoul, he also invites dance artists from India to present their own dances so that our expression, our dances get a voice in Korea. So thank you so much for that. This beautiful festival, which perhaps started during the pandemic, has now expanded, visited many countries. It has gone to Vietnam. It has, of course, been presented in Korea. And here it is at the NCPA in Mumbai, and it will also travel to Bangalore. And in every city that they are going, they are also inviting local artists. So today, in today's performance, you will see artists from Japan, you will see artists from Korea, but you will also see artists who are from our own city. This beautiful, this beautiful presentation would have been absolutely incomplete if we do not mention the sutra who binds Lee's beautiful festival with the NCPA, and that is our own city's Aditi Bhagwat. Aditi has been visiting Seoul for many years now, consistently performing and spreading the Indian dances, both Kathak and Launi. It is such a magical experience. When I visited Lee's beautiful studio that he has absolutely in the middle of Seoul, and there I saw a poster of Launi. And people love it. And thank you for that. Amazing it is. It is an amazing experience to have had the honor and pleasure to perform there. It's an amazing experience to reach out to an audience who do not know about Indian culture, but still our dances are able to communicate. Now, about communicating, there are two ways in which I'm sure you all know that we perceive the arts. One is a very communicative medium where we are expressing, like we do in our Indian classical dances. We enact a story or we are trying to show something. So there is a constant communication or a storytelling that is going on. And there is this other way of dancing where we have an absolutely meditative state in which the dancer is in a ritualistic practice. And we feel so honored to be part of that sacred space where that dance is happening. In today's presentation, you will see both. You will see dances where you have a Shiva coming or the stories being enacted. You will also see these meditative practices where the dancer is in her zone, and somehow the power of the arts is so beautiful that it kind of lets you in that sacred space. I'm so happy to say that the first presentation right now would be a dance of the priests, Buddhist priests. Lee was explaining to me that these dances have lotus, a symbol of purity. And the dress that they wear is inspired from butterflies. So probably it's a soul like a butterfly going and seeking for that lotus, which we are all seeking. Please enjoy.
Can I get some, like, tiny bit of house light to begin with, because I'm blind right now? Thank you. Because I need to have a word with them. So how many sushi lovers here? How many kimbap lovers here? And how many curry pulao lovers here? Come on, you guys don't eat food? Huh? This side is totally like just starving, I think. Huh? Right? So what do all these three tastes add to our palate? You know, there's absolute joy of trying new things, new flavors, new juices, right? And the rasa, the juice, the ras is what brings flavor to our life. And the rasa is what we always want to tap, whether it is bhakti, shringar, hasya, raudra, whatever. That is what brings charm to our life. Many times we artists get to experience this along the way, along our journey. To start with, my endeavor with Soul and with Lee Chaljin, the first time I met him was online. This was back in 2020 when we were all entangled in this whole COVID-19 business. So, me and he first met online because ADF, this festival, Asia Dance Festival, was that time happening online. And switch off your cell phones, please. I have a very interesting story to tell. So, they were doing this festival online. How online? They were asking for videos and presentations from artists all over Asia. And there was this big, massive park, the Maronier Park, right in the middle of Seoul, where they were projecting dance performances on a massive LED screen. So I was kind of there, but not there. So I always wanted to visit Seoul, and that started happening after 2022 for all the various festivals that Lee organizes through his dance academy and through his 2 theaters, theater spaces that he owns and he runs. He himself is a Korean traditional dancer. Those who were here during his last visit in January, right here at NCPA, he performed the Sungmu, Salpuri forms of dance, and a lot of dancers and musicians absolutely loved what he did. So, well, yes, I first met him during COVID time, during 2020, and thereafter, I have been a regular in Seoul. When I first saw these dance forms, it was just pure magic, you know. The music was so new to me, and still something I have heard probably in Manipuri, in Odissi, you know, some small traces of these art forms, which is why I could absolutely relate to it as a dancer, but then it was still very, very new to me. Just a lot of magic, enchantment, and I felt, why not have my Indian brothers and sisters watch this too? Me and Swapnokalpa teamed up on the Asia Dance Festival with Lee Chaljin and had all these dancers for you. And I thank you all for being a part of this lovely festival. So a big round of applause for all of you. Thank you. Since we were talking about COVID-19, this next presentation has something to do with the same. Let's take our memories back to that rus from that time, you know, that feeling from that time when we were all trapped, we were all kind of locked into our houses. For us dancers, the only freedom was the freedom of movement within our living rooms, dancing for that camera. The next performer is Asami Yasumoto from Japan. What is her presentation about? Our life has suddenly changed by the COVID-19. Masks, sanitizers, plastic barriers, and 6 feet. We have an instant gap between each other to be connected to others again. Do a double take at the sound if someone is coughing. Inch when someone tries to reach out, tries to get close to you. New moral standards and comfort zones. How do we overcome the idea that we are no longer the same as before? I don't know about you, but I did get that feeling of suffocation, you know? We don't want those times back at all, right? So that's why now we move on to praying to our lovely Krishna for giving us well-being and health and happiness. So all the dancers here especially, are you all familiar with the word chum? Come on, guys. I know it's morning time and we are all half sleepy, but talk to me. Do we all know the word chum? Yes. And can we say it? Chum chum chananana, chum chum chananana. Chum chum. Okay, somebody is very enthusiastic here. Yes, sir. Can we follow you, please? Chum chum chananana, chum chum chananana, ta chum tat digda dig digta. Right? So the word chum chum. So during one of my performances, I happened to be saying a kavit chand in Kathak, of course, which had many repetitions of the word chum in it. One of my dear friends at the theater told me that the word chum exists in Korean vocabulary also. Now, isn't this amazing? And the word doesn't mean anything else. It means dance. Now, what are the chances that the word we commonly associate with the ghungroos, with the bells, with the tapping of the feet, and I was constantly hearing it backstage, right? And that gave me that idea that chum is nothing but dance in the Korean language. Now, connecting that to the next performance, which is called the Gyobang Gutgeorichum. Let's know a little bit about this dance form. This is presented by Sook. She is one of the master performers of this style, of this form. And I have met her several times backstage, and she takes care of all the artists. She'll bring us food every day. She'll look after how we dress up, how we look, how our makeup is. So she's a lovely, lovely person. And that, right? And we very fondly call her Amma. Amma is mother. And she's a mother of this dance, and her loving gestures and movements are evident in this form that you'll see. Anyway, going back to the Gyobang Gutgeorichum. This is a representative ipchum. Ipchum means standing dance. Chum, of course, dance. Of the Yeongnam region, passed down by the late master Kim Soak, the last renowned artist of Jinju, Gwanbon. The dance features graceful and fluid movements such as Huyeongjong poses, Hakche, the crane movements, Jebiche, swallow movements, lotus flower poses, carp turns, and rhythmic improvisations like the Otbutim overlaps. These elements come together to express the peak of the dance, showcasing the complete essence of Yeongnam's refined artistic style. The spirited energy of the Sogo dance, small drum dance, that small little drum that you're seeing on stage, unites the performer and the audience in perfect harmony, vividly capturing the essence of Korean vitality and excitement. So let's see what the Gyobang Gutgeorichum is all about. But I'm going to briefly also introduce the next two performers so that we can have an uninterrupted line of entertainment. The next one is the artist from Japan, two artists actually, Urashima Yuna and Uchibori Ena. They are going to present another contemporary dance form. People's personalities seem to be about 50% fixed even before they are born. Now keep that line in your mind and let's go inward and explore what our personalities are all about when we watch this contemporary style. And तालियां भी ताल में बज रही हैं, which is a good thing. Indeed, India is blessed with this huge heritage and legacy of classical dances, music, so many instruments, costumes, and stories. For example, in the Odyssey performance that you saw, the Mardal was by Guru Kelucharan Mahopatra himself. And also the bowl compositions, the Tate Tat that happened in the Ihahari Mugdha was composed by Guruji. So we have all this knowledge that flows like the Ganga into our very own homes today. You know, back then, the access to classical forms or classical music was probably only through generations, families, but today, everybody, me, you, so many newcomers have access to dance and music very easily. Something similar happens with Korean traditional dances, but they have a slightly different story. Most of these dances that you see are part of their intangible heritage. By intangible, we mean those things cannot be changed. It is rooted, it is fixed, nailed in time. And that is why Korean traditional dancers try to preserve this culture as much as possible. So these intangible, sort of you can say, you know, it is like a property. It is something that they own very dearly. That's why improvisations don't usually happen. You know, upaj, as we call in Kathak, we will have a Kathak performance soon. Upaj, or improvisation, forms such an important part in Indian classical dances. But something which is an intangible heritage cannot be changed. Through traditions, it is passed on with the same dignity, with the same grace, and it is maintained with the same effort. That is for the Korean traditional dances. And then the contemporary artists go far beyond all of this. They go far beyond legacy, they go far beyond tradition, and they believe in saying what their mind wants to say, what they believe in. Their stories are very personal, very heartfelt, and sometimes they also border, you know, the disappointments of life, because it is a true expression of human beings, right? Ultimately, sorrow is our only companion. I'm not ending this on a sad note, but the next performance is a contemporary dance performance from Japan. I call it Char Takademi Takita Takita Takita. Can you decipher that for me? 4999. Takademi Takita 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 Dha. Let's see what this performance is about. Yui Enomoto. She's from Japan, and she says, I sometimes wonder my memory of my mother's death floating away from me. I think memories are like baby turtles. It is said that baby turtles are eaten by predators, and their survival rate is 1 in 5,000, just 0.02%. My memories might drift close to me like the survived baby turtle, or that could just continue to drift peacefully in the vast sea. So, well, this artist wants to probably engulf and embrace her sorrow or maybe beautiful feelings and memories. Coming up after this is a Korean traditional dance form. So I would like you to remember certain keywords in your mind when you watch this performer. So this dance is called the Sunbi Hakchum. Hakchum, again, meaning dance. So the Sunbi Hakchum by Lee Jong-ho is a work that depicts a crane soaring and a sunbi, which is a Korean traditional scholar, dancing, expressing the pure and clear communication with a crane through the gestures of the sunbi. So the key word is the crane. So when you notice the movements and the costume, that's what I want you to remember. The sunbi spirit values integrity and frugality above all, while the crane symbolizes purity and nobility. The Hakchungi the hakchangi, the traditional attire. Yeah, I spoke about the attire. Attire worn by the Sunbis in their daily lives was designed to emulate the white body and black head of a crane. The attire embodies natural beauty and harmony while reflecting the dignified and unyielding character of the Sunbi, which is the Korean traditional scholar. Followed by this is the Kathak, the Tarana as the finale of the Asia Dance Festival. I would like to call Asami Yasumoto from Japan. Yuna Urashima and Uchibori from Japan. And Yui Enomoto. Thank you very much. And then our lovely Korean artists, Sook, Jung, and our very first artist from the Nabimu performance, Nabimu. Gyobang, please come on stage. From our very first performance, the Nabimu. And last but not the least, I would like to have our festival director, Chaljin, back on stage. And of course, Swapno. Okay. For our final bow. Thank you, everyone, for making this morning possible. And we would love to return back with the Asia Dance Festival. They were in Hanoi, now Bombay, and we are going to be in Bangalore at the Bangalore International Center on the 7th of January. So if you have any friends and fans of K-drama, K-pop, Japanese sushi, and Indian curries, please send them to the Bangalore International Center. Thank you, all of you. I would love to thank Swapnokalpa from NCPA, Saurabh on lights, and our lovely MJ handling sound and music. Thank you very much. Me, Aditi Bhagwat, signing off for today morning.